Hello everybody and welcome back to another edition of the DJR Diary. So guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I am pretty terrified right now. I am scared shitless right now. I am pretty scared for what's going to happen. If you haven't heard the news, the world is ending. The world is over, guys. Every global currency is going to collapse. World governments are going to fall. Anarchy will roam the streets. It's all going to be over, guys. And you know why it's over? Is because we just learned the news that Cracker Barrel has decided to rebrand. Oh my goodness. How could you rebrand Cracker Barrel? They've been an institution of America for eons. How could you do that? So if you've been in a Cracker Barrel recently, you may notice that it looks a lot different. It doesn't look like the old country store of old. That it looks a lot more modern. It looks like you got the white walls, you got some framed pictures, pretty much anything that you'll see in a normal middle-class millennial house these days. And people are pissed about this. People are uber pissed about this. People are like, well, you're taking away what made Cracker Barrel Cracker Barrel. It's the atmosphere that brought us in. So not only that, but they've changed the logo. Oh my goodness. They made the logo bland. They minimalized the logo. They took the old man out that nobody knew the name of until now. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. My head's gonna explode. But not only that, and this is probably the worst out of all of them. This is the worst out of all of them. You ready? You ready for the nukes to drop, guys? They changed the peg game. Oh my god, it's actually over. So now instead of calling you an outright idiot, it just says, oh, if you leave one peg, it's okay, you'll get it next time. I just want the game to bully me. So, all jokes aside, guys, this rebrand that Cracker Barrel has done, let me talk about the backlash that came back, because the backlash was immense. Like, so immense that they were forced to walk back this rebrand only about a week after it was announced. The backlash has been crazy. It's probably the biggest amount of backlash that I've seen for a restaurant rebranding in my life. So, I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna call a spade, guys, and you might not like this, but this backlash that Cracker Barrel has been receiving is completely overblown. This is completely unnecessary. I'm gonna call a spade. I'm gonna keep it 100, keep it a buck, whatever. This reaction that Cracker Barrel has been getting for rebranding their restaurant has been completely overblown. This reaction is way too unnecessary. So many people are pissed off, and for what? I really don't understand. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't like the rebrand. I am not a big fan of minimalism. I hate minimalism, especially in this modern day where a lot of companies are moving to minimalize to kind of appeal to a wider demographic. I just don't like that. Too many establishments have done that, and they've seen themselves fall off the face of the earth because of it. And maybe they're doing it to save money. Maybe they're doing it to appease shareholders, whatever. So I don't like this rebrand. I don't like the rebrand at all. I don't like how the logo looks. I don't like how the restaurants look, because it just looks like any other millennial restaurant, I guess. But with that being said, this reaction has been completely insane. So let me ask you guys something. And this is for all my viewers who are not, didn't grow up, going to Cracker Barrel. If you grew up and you, went to Cracker Barrel, maybe, you went to church, and then you went to Cracker Barrel after every Sunday in your childhood, and you were, that's fine. You can be upset about that. Those people, I'm totally fine with, because I know how it feels for a restaurant that you loved throughout the entire life to just change just like that. I know how it feels. Everybody else, for the other 96% of people that are upset about this rebrand, when was the last time that you had actually been to a Cracker Barrel? When was the last time that you willingly had thought to yourself, instead of going to like Crapplebee's or Chili's or any of the other bajillion million quick service casual restaurants that there are, let's go to Cracker Barrel. When was the last time that train of thought ran through your head that you picked Cracker Barrel over the dozens upon dozens of other casual restaurants that there are? Now, the answer for at least me, it had been at least like 8 or 9 years that I had been to a Cracker Barrel. So when were you in your like middle class suburban home were like, let's go to Cracker Barrel, kids? And they were like, oh boy, I love Cracker Barrel. Like, when has that actually happened in the history of anything? I don't think anybody under the age of 50 goes to Cracker Barrel anymore. So how come I see all these people so upset about it online? Now we got to get political, unfortunately. But a lot of people have been using this Cracker Barrel thing as a scapegoat for wokeness. And it's honestly pissing me off so hard because I don't know what the fuck like wokeness is. I don't really know how you define it anymore. Wokeness has divulged into such a fucking shit show when it comes to like the definition of it. Like, what is really woke anymore? So they're claiming, oh well, the restaurant, they're trying to appease a more suburban white people. Like, oh, okay, like plenty of other restaurants have done that too, so why is Cracker Barrel different? Oh, well, Cracker Barrel was like, it had character. Okay, so did a bunch of other fucking restaurants before then. O'Charlie's, Crapplebee's, Chili's, all those fucking restaurants, Olive Garden. But all these restaurants had character before they were rebranded. So what makes Cracker Barrel different? And then people are like, oh, well, it's a woman CEO. It's a woke feminist DEI hire. That shit just does not make sense. Because there have been other, like, the fucking companies I just talked about, Crapplebee's, Chili's, Olive Garden, all male CEOs that have gone through fucking rebrands. So it really doesn't make sense. So this backlash came at Cracker Barrel, so it hit them like a train. It came at them like a train with a Trump van sticker on it. And Cracker Barrel was forced to walk back their rebrand. Only about a week and some change after they announced it. Honestly, I really don't blame them. I don't blame them. They lost a lot of stock value in the time that they announced their rebrand. And honestly, I feel like this whole situation is going to get forgotten once the news cycle repeats. It's just so crazy that the right is able to kind of conjure up this bullshit culture war event, like out of thin air, essentially. Like nobody under the age of 50 gave two shits and a popsicle about Cracker Barrel before this, but the right was able to just conjure this shit up out of thin air, and it's honestly really upsetting because the left is unable to do stuff like that. Yeah, that's my thoughts on Cracker Barrel. I guess I'll just leave that question to you guys to ponder over. What makes Cracker Barrel different than the rest of them?